guys, I figured out a long time ago that it's not important or necessary for me to try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to building wealth or having some type of financial success or just simply becoming a millionaire. I don't have to invent something brand new. Why not just study the people that actually are millionaires, real millionaires, and just simply do what they do? Guys, on this video, I'm going to give you 12 things that statistically millionaires who are millionaire next door types, regular average millionaires, which most millionaires are, what do they do? What did they do to become a millionaire? And I'm also going to tell you how I applied those things in my life. Please hang around for number 10. Number 10 may be the absolute most important thing you can do in order to become a regular millionaire. And it's my favorite. Guys, if you look at the book, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley, and you couple that with the most recent Dave Ramsey study of millionaires in 2018 called the National Study of Millionaires, those two studies really laid out a blueprint. The blueprint for really how to be a regular millionaire next door. Now, the more recent study from Dave Ramsey, it studied 10,000 millionaires. That's people with a net worth of over $1 million. Now, the first thing it said was that most millionaires were pretty much hiding in plain sight. Most millionaires don't look like they have $1 million net worth. They aren't flashy. They simply go to the grocery store and they're walking among you every single day, but you just don't recognize them because they don't look like what you think a millionaire is supposed to look like. They just shop at regular stores and they don't look all overly flashy. For me, guys, that was a huge part of kind of how I lived my life. If you see me now, guys, I have regular clothes, I have regular shoes, I drive a regular Toyota car that's probably 15 years old, 14 years old, and I just look pretty much normal like every normal average human being. If I walk in a store, I'm not dressed to the nines and have everything on to look like I'm flashy or that I have a whole bunch of money. Now, number two is this. Most millionaires figure their net worth on a regular basis. Now, for me, guys, I've been figuring my net worth 2 times a year for the last at least 20 years. And I was figuring it when I didn't have hardly any net worth at all. But it was a habit. And guess what? I focused on it, right? What you focus on tends to grow. So I focused twice a year figuring out what my assets were, figuring out what my liabilities were, and going over them and looking at them and then focusing on growing my assets that were appreciating and lowering my liabilities over the course of many, many years. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button, drop me a comment, and press the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I really appreciate that, guys. Okay, now, number 3. Number 3 is this. The more recent study found that 79% of all millionaires didn't inherit any money. They got no money passed down to them. Now, sure, we know that some people are helped by circumstances, right? Things that are going on, family, etc. But for the most part, almost every study I've read about millionaires shows that most millionaires don't inherit money. They don't get money from other places. Money is not passed down to them in some form or fashion. If 79% of all millionaires didn't inherit money, that's good for us. That means we can become millionaires too. That means it's doable. That means it's achievable. I haven't had anything passed down to me, no money, no houses, no anything. So I haven't had the luxury of having that. I fit in that 79%. Now, number 4 is this. According to the more recent study, they found that 8 out of 10 of the 10,000 millionaires that they studied invested in their job's 401k or some type of retirement plan with their job. And then 3 out of 4 millionaires had separate investments. Now, guys, that fits me to the T. For my wealth growth and me growing to $1 million net worth, what I did over the course of 29 years at this point, since 1994, I have put in money towards a retirement account at my job. At whatever job I was working at, I put in money towards the retirement. Now, in the 90s, it wasn't a lot of money, guys. I wasn't making more than $25,000 or $27,000 a year back in the 90s. But 10% of that was going towards a retirement plan. And when I started working another job in the early 2000s, I went ahead and transferred that money from that retirement plan to my new job's retirement plan. And I've never touched it. I've never gotten loans. I've never done a withdrawal for any reason, right? Because I don't want to pay the penalty. Now, if 8 out of 10 millionaires have done that, that means it's pretty substantial. Probably something we want to be paying attention to. Because if you just do that alone, guys, if you just put in towards your job's retirement plan alone, you can build hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, number 5 is this. From their study, only 15% of millionaires were in senior leadership positions at their job. CEO, CFO, right? That type of leadership position. So very few of these millionaires with over $1 million net worth actually were in high up jobs. And that kind of leads to number 6. Number 6 is this study found that only 31% of these millionaires made an average annual salary of 6 figures. And 30% of them never even earned over $100,000 per year on their job. Guys, that's good news. That means that even if you're making $50,000, if you're making $80,000, $90,000, guess what? Depending on your lifestyle that you choose to live, you can still build wealth. Now, are things changing in the economy and in the world? Absolutely, right? Is technology and online services and software and apps, are they becoming the biggest thing in the world? Since, yes, they're huge, right? We know things are changing. Not to mention, has the rate of pay kept up with inflation? Of course not. So we know there's some other mitigating circumstances that are happening in the economy and with the world right now that may have not been happening 20 years ago or 5 years ago, right? We know that. But for the most part, I strongly believe that a person can still be a millionaire and be a regular, average, everyday millionaire next door by following certain principles and by following the blueprint that's already been laid. If you're dedicated, if you're focused, you don't have to make $200,000 a year to become a millionaire. You don't have to make over $100,000 a year to become a millionaire. Now, for me, guys, I've only made over $100,000 a year, 6 figures, only for the past 7 or 8 years or so, guys. So I am in that category because I don't think I've averaged over $100,000 or over 6 figures for the life of my working years. So it's important to remember that and know that, guys. Now, number 7 is 67% of millionaires that were surveyed own their home, paid for outright, no mortgage. Now, I know people think that, oh, you got to have a mortgage. You're always going to be in debt. Not necessarily. Nearly 3/4 of all of these millionaires, they don't have a house payment. They don't have a mortgage. So should you pay off your home? I don't know. That's totally up to you. You can put it on a 15-year note, put it on a 30-year note. You can pay it off in 10 years if you like. But most millionaires, average, everyday, millionaire next door types of folks, they pay off their home. Their home is owned free and clear. Now me, I still have a slight mortgage on my home and also have a slight mortgage on some rental property. But in the next couple years, that's going to be paid off as well. So I'll fit in that category at some point, not yet. Now, number 8 is this. 93% of all millionaires that was studied said they stick to a budget. Now, this is huge because it's organization. It's making sure you know exactly what's coming in and exactly what's going out. It's being aware and being in control of your money. Very important. I've done 300 plus monthly budgets in a row. I've been budgeting every single month since the early 90s, right? Notebooks at first, spreadsheets, Google Sheets, whatever it may be. I do a budget and I do a budget regularly. Every single month I do a budget and been doing it for nearly 30 years because it helps you feel and be in control of your money and telling your money exactly what to do. Now, number 8 is this. 96% of the millionaires that were studied, the 10,000 millionaires, 96% said they do not carry over a balance month to month on their credit cards. So almost all of these millionaires said they pay off their credit card balance. If they have a credit card, they pay it off every single month. Now me, guys, I don't use credit cards. I haven't used a credit card since 2011. That's the last time I used a credit card, and I really didn't use credit cards very much before that. But I just have not built my wealth with credit cards at all. So I don't carry over any balance with a credit card because I just don't have a credit card. I just don't use them. One of the reasons I don't use them is because they're just too tempting to use at any given time. So I prefer to use a debit card, but that's just me, right? The point is that most millionaires, almost all of them, they don't carry a balance on their credit cards. And that means they're not paying the high interest of a credit card. That's just not something that most millionaires do. All right, now number 10 is the big one. I actually stick around for number 10. Number 10 is probably the most important one because it deals with how you think. 97% of the 10,000 millionaires that were surveyed said that they believe that they control their own financial destiny. They control it. That means they believe they have the power and the control over their own finances and over their financial future. This is a really, really important stat because it deals with how you think and what you believe about what you can do, about your own power over your personal finances, right? Not the government, not Congress, not Republicans and not Democrats, not the city council member, not the mayor, not any laws, and not the inflation that's in the economy. None of that matters as much as your belief that you are in control and that you are responsible for what happens to your money. You're responsible for your habits and behavior with money. And that means ultimately you're responsible for the outcomes you receive and get with your money. And that is where it all starts. Everything we're talking about starts with your belief that it's up to you to make the necessary changes to get to where you want to get in terms of your finances. You have to know that it's the person in the mirror that's in control and has the responsibility and power to fix whatever needs fixing, to do whatever needs to be done with money. Huge. Now, number 11 is this. The studies show that 70% of all millionaires set aside money every single month to help those that are less fortunate than them, or to give to causes that they believe in. So this is important, guys, because one of the tools of wealth, one of the wealth building principles is giving. And it's what a lot of millionaires do. Now, whether or not millionaires give their fair share is not the point. The point is that most of them, 70%, give away money to causes they believe in or to help other people. Now, what I've done over the last 20 plus years is I've always been a tither and given to my church and to help other people. It's been a big part of what's helped me grow my wealth over the last 20 plus years is making sure that I give money, give time, give energy, volunteer. I've sat on several boards. So I've done those type of things that involve giving. It's something that a lot of money gurus and people that talk about wealth, they just don't talk about giving enough. I think people need to talk about giving a lot more. But this study actually showed that 70% of millionaires actually give. Now, it's a little disappointing that there's 30% that don't give, right? But for me, it's been huge. Now, number 12 is this. The average millionaire became a millionaire at the age of 49. Now, why is that important? That's important because of this, guys. Building wealth takes time. Becoming a millionaire, having $1 million net worth for the average person, it takes time. Time of being consistent, doing the right things, having the right habits over a stretch of time. It's not get rich quick. It's not something that just falls into your lap for most people. The average person became a millionaire at 49. That means some became a millionaire at 30. Some became a millionaire at 65, right? But average 49. For me, it was 52 years old. So I was just a little bit beyond what the average millionaire is, but that's okay. The point is, guys, it takes some time, and it took some time for me. It wasn't anything that was overnight. It wasn't anything that was quick. It actually was a building and a process of becoming a millionaire, of gaining a net worth of over $1 million. And it's really been about the habits that was formed over that time. And there is a blueprint for becoming a millionaire that's out there, that's available for everybody to read, see, study, and emulate. And it's not the blueprint you see on IG or social media or flashy or nice watch and the latest this and the latest that, the newest cars. That's not the formula for the average millionaire. So I hope you guys got something of value out of this video. This video is not to brag, it's not to boast, but it's to say simply this, guys. Don't reinvent the wheel. Do what other average, everyday, millionaire next door type of people do. And you know what? If I can do it, you can do it. Guys, drop me a comment below, smash the like button for me, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. Guys, also do me a favor and check out some of these videos I'm going to put right here on building your wealth. Guys, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.